All right, so we're diving into some interesting stuff today. The cancellation of Netflix's The Recruit after just 2 seasons, which kind of came out of nowhere, right?
It did. It really did, yeah.
Especially when you see how well the second season was doing.
Yeah.
And, of course, we have to look at Noah Centineo's reaction to it all.
Of course, yeah. He's the star of the show.
Gotta see
how he felt about it all.
Absolutely. And what he's up to now, he's got this whole new movie warfare coming out, so we're going to get into all of that.
Sounds pretty intense, right? From spy games to the battlefield.
Yeah, big shift. So we've got reports on, the cancellation itself. We've got Centinio's comments and then a bunch on warfare, like the plot early reviews, the whole deal.
Okay, so we're really going to try and understand, why axe a show that seemed to be doing pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it?
It is. What's going on behind the scenes at Netflix? What are their priorities?
Right. And then with Centineo doing this total 180 with warfare, what does that tell us about, where his career's headed? Yeah. So let's start with Centineo's reaction.
Okay.
When he was asked about The Recruit getting the boot at the premiere of Warfare, the Hollywood Reporter said he actually sighed before he said anything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and his quote was, it is what it is. Netflix has a certain Band-Aid that they need to fill.
That sigh, though, that's kind of telling.
Right.
There's some unspoken stuff in there.
Yeah, like a little resignation, maybe?
Yeah, acceptance, he kind of saw it coming or something.
Yeah, and then that comment about Netflix's mandate, that's super intriguing.
Yeah, it is. It makes you think about the bigger picture.
Totally. What are they really after?
Yeah. Are they just chasing whatever's hot right now, or are they looking at subscriber growth, certain demographics?
Maybe it's all about the bottom line,
Right. How much does it cost to keep a show running versus starting something fresh that might bring in a whole new audience?
Makes you wonder because, The Recruit wasn't exactly a flop.
No, it wasn't.
The first season in 2022 hit number 8 on Netflix's most watched list.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, 3.1 million views. And then season 2, even though it had fewer episodes, it got 5.9 million views in just the first 4 days.
Wow, that's a pretty big jump.
Huge. And on top of that, it got mostly positive reviews. Fans seem to really like it.
Yeah, you would think that'd be enough to keep it going.
Right. Even Alexi Hawley, the show's creator he was talking to, Deadline, and he seemed pretty optimistic about a season 3. He said there was a lot of goodwill inside Netflix towards the show and towards Noah, and that they saw Centineo as a homegrown star.
Huh. It's almost like there's a disconnect there, right?
Yeah, you have the creator thinking things are looking good, they're building a star, they've got momentum, and then bam, cancellation.
It makes you think about what we don't see.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe those 5.9 million views, that's great. But did they all finish the season?
Oh, interesting.
Did it bring in new subscribers to Netflix?
Or did people just binge it and then leave?
Exactly. And maybe Netflix's priorities shifted internally.
Yeah, they're notorious for being kind of unpredictable.
They are.
So, anyway, while all this is going on, Centineo's already onto something completely different.
Okay, tell me about it.
He's starring in Warfare.
Warfare?
Yeah, it's an A24 war movie directed by Mendoza. And Alex Garland comes out in theaters April 11th.
So totally different from the streaming world.
Right. Big screen, serious stuff. And the story follows this platoon of Navy SEALs in Iraq during a botched surveillance mission.
Sounds intense.
Yeah. And what's really interesting is it's based on the director's own experiences.
Wow. So Mendoza was a Navy SEAL himself.
He was. Yeah. So you'd think that would give the film a real sense of authenticity.
You would. But early reviews have been kind of mixed,
Really?
Yeah. Clarice Lockery from The Independent, she said it offers only violence to its detriment. She questioned if it could really make a statement about the horrors of war without showing how that violence comes about.
Oh, that's an interesting point.
It's a tough balance, right?
Yeah. And this is a far cry from the action spy world of The Recruit.
Right. Much grittier, more realistic, I imagine.
Yeah. And Warfare has a pretty impressive cast, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You've got Will Poulter, Charles Melton Kitt, Connor Joseph Quinn.
Wow. Big names. So this is a big step for Centineo.
It is, yeah. Going from a streaming series to a serious war film, that's a statement.
It is. And, it shows how unpredictable the entertainment industry can be.
Totally.
1 minute you're the star of a hit show. Next minute it's gone.
Right. And then you're on to something completely different.
Exactly. And Centineo seems to be rolling with it.
He does. He's got that pragmatic attitude. It is what it is.
Yeah. Got to adapt to survive.
So to sum it all up, we've got a show, The Recruit, that had a lot going for it, good viewership, a growing fan base,
Mm-hmm.
and yet Netflix pulls the plug.
It does make you think.
It does, and then you've got Centineo jumping right into a totally different project, a film with a heavier subject matter, a whole different set of critical responses.
It really highlights the challenges both for streaming platforms trying to figure out what works
Yeah.
and for actors trying to build a career in this constantly shifting landscape.
So here's something for you, the listener, to ponder. Given what we know about The Recruit's success and the fact that Netflix seemed to like Centineo, what are some of those less obvious things that might lead a streaming giant to cancel a show?
Right. What are those hidden factors?
Exactly. And how does an actor navigate between the world of a popular streaming hit and a more serious, critically acclaimed film?
It's a lot to think about. It shows how complex this whole entertainment world really is.
It really does. That's our deep dive for today.
Thanks for listening.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.